So I was told to do a midnight mumble. Okay, so it's been a few months, right? Ignore the mess in the background. Just, it's not there. We are here to go over things? Question mark? I don't know. First and foremost, last I left y'all off, I was gonna do one of these things for my book. That never happened. Just straight up, that never happened. I think I got some words done. I don't even remember what the prompt was. It was like some mystery prompt, and I was gonna write a mystery book. Because I did find the Word doc, but I didn't look at it before this. So, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But. So this is where we need to draw a line. So I know a lot of my videos are like family friendly. It's like PG, right? Maybe sort of going forward, I will put a little bit of a warning because things are shifting a little bit. I do want to talk more about my writing on here. So just as a fair warning, the books that I'm going to talk about are not family friendly. They're not family friendly on different multiple levels. They're not family friendly. The children should not be reading these books. There's going to be a lot of trauma. There's going to be a lot of like violence. There's all sorts of content if you catch my drift. Yeah, so we were going to do the space opera book and I just hit a wall. I don't know why, but I hit a wall with it. So I took a step back from it and just kind of like gave up. And this year I wanted to read more books, right? My goal for this year was to read 12 books, so one book each month. I was like, hey, that seems doable. I should be able to manage that. As of right now, I am 10 books in. A good chunk of those books are from Ruby Row, which, again, not family friendly, but very much for the sapphics. So, yeah, so mature sapphic audience, right? The lovers of sapphic mature stuff. So somehow, some way, reading her Immortal Lovers books just sparked something. And I was like, ooh, I want to do a vampire hunter and a vampire. And they fall in love. But of course, dramatics has to happen, right? So it got dramatic. Things happened. And then as I was doing, I think it's either the first draft or the second draft, I ended it. And I was like, this is where the book should end. But the story's not done. So clearly, duology, right? There is a thing that they mention in this book where the magic of the land gets banished. And I was like, I kind of want to explore that timeline because it's like a bit of a go, like a couple of centuries, give or take, right? So I wanted to go to that timeline. I wanted to kind of explore that. And next thing I know, this single book idea has become an 11-book monstrosity. And I'm doing the thing that I love the most, which is where there's crossovers and stuff. So it's very intricately done. I don't know when the books will get done because it's so intricately woven together. Like somebody's action will affect another person's action. Like as I was writing the first draft of one of the like more, not really going to be the longest book. It just takes place over a lot of the timeline of the prequel set. And there's so much that got mentioned that I'm like, okay, I need to make note of this, make note of that. I got to figure out like the timeline situation, like how I want days and years and stuff to go in this world. I'm trying to work on a map by using Incarnate, and then eventually I'll hire and commission somebody to actually make a map for the books because I want the books to have a map. Because it's a fantasy book, right? It's a fantasy series. It needs to have a map. That's just what it needs to do, right? So that's what we're doing. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of like messing around. I've been taking a break. I was doing really well there for a bit. I got like 61 days in a row where I was writing 1,667 words each day. I'll be some of those days I wrote a lot more than that. A lot of the books for it's called the Ten Kingdoms, the Ten Kingdoms series. It's gonna be like a weird you've got the 10 kingdoms, so you've got like the leaders of the kingdoms, and it follows like a specific few of them and like what's going on during like the magic banishment before and after sort of thing. And then you've also got the vampire hunter ones, which sprout from the first book that you will read in the series if you read it first. I mean, the way that I want to write it is if you don't want to read about the like 10 kingdoms rulers, you don't have to. You will get information and you will get like those moments of, oh, but if you don't want to read about them, you don't have to. Because you could just read about that one, or you can read the other one, or you can read them all. I'm probably going to have it where the order that you should read them in currently will be when they get published. So you'll get the first book, and then you go back, and then you read that, and then you can read the second book in the duology. I might somewhere in there put it in there, because you don't have to read the prequel books to understand what's going on in the duology, like the first duology, the Hunter and Her Prey. But there is a big reveal that happens in the prequel books that makes you go, oh, it's not like major, but it is fun. I've done a lot of like little things where I'm just like, oh, I'm excited for this, or oh, I can't wait for people to react to that. So I'm super excited, but the fact that it's so intricately like connected, like there's so many dots that overlap the other dots, it's gonna take a while before anything gets published. Because I want to have all of the first drafts done, which most of them are. There's a couple that aren't. And then I'm currently working on the rewrite second draft of the book that encompasses a lot of the prequel timeline. Because a lot of what these two characters do affects everybody else. So it's not going to be the first book in the prequel that you read. It's going to be more like the third if you decide to read the 10 Kingdoms, like the leaders books. So it's subcategorized, so if you just want to read the one, like after they're all published, you can, or you can read them all. I'm also going to have it where the date of what's going on in the chapter is going to be in it. So if you're really like super into this idea, you can read it in chronological order spread throughout the books. So you can just read like, so chapter 1 of book 2 starts here, and then like chapter whatever and book 1 is right here. So you could just boop, 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 boop. That's my plan. That is my plan. And it's a very complicated plan, but I'm super excited for it. And I'm still excited for it after I came up with this idea like a while ago. So yeah. But again, it's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take a bit. For software and stuff, in case you guys are interested, I use this thing called Focuswriter for the writing currently, just because it is a full screen, not super intense. There's no page breaks, but there is like scene breaks, so you can do like the little formatting thing, and then it shows on the side like a chapter sort of thing would do. It's not overly complicated. You can make your own themes, which is great because I needed dark mode. I hate staring at bright white screens. It's the worst. I get a lot more done if it's a dark mode or like a gray mode or something. So this is really nice. The other thing that I'm using is called LoreForge, and it's more to detail the characters and like everything else. So like the world building aspect. You can write in LoreForge. I literally have the books listed in there so I could just like connect everything, because you can connect like this note to this character, and this character can be put in this book, and it's really cool how it's done. I just didn't want to be writing on LoreForge because I've got all the stuff on my desktop and I want to do my writing on my laptop. So there's that. For character designs, I'm using Picrew for one of them because I could not find a good, like, one of those random generic people on the internet photos, that you find on like photo whatever. I can't think of it. But you know what I mean. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. That idea from the previous video has been scrapped. It's been scrapped. I don't even think it lasted a week. So that's funny. But yeah, no. The whole thing happened because I read those books, and then I was like, what if I did a vampire hunter and a hunter, and I had like the opening scene stuck in my head. I'm like, I really like this opening scene. And so I wrote the opening scene, and then it just snowballed from there. And it's been fun. It has been fun. But again, it is definitely not a family-friendly book, so yeah. So it's kind of weird to like shift the channel a little bit, but I mean, it was never like officially called family friendly. I just didn't talk a lot about mature content and stuff, so. But I just wanted to like forewarn y'all. So whenever I talk about the stuff, I will give like a little warning. So if I don't give a warning, then it's a fine video. It's fine. But yeah, so I just wanted to give y'all an update on that. When will I make the next Midnight Mumble? Who knows? I do. Britt told me to do like one a month. We'll see what happens. The goal would be to do like one a week and maybe give y'all an update on stuff. Maybe do like a haul video. Do like a, hey, I tried this new thing sort of video or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll look back and see like what I used to do because I don't remember what I used to do. I used to do something. Like, where did all my inspiration go? So, but yeah. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this random Midnight Mumble of Midnight Mumbleness where I just rambled on for a little bit. They're probably going to be like really rambly videos, nothing of great importance, but fun little content and stuff. So, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time, whenever that happens. Bye!